How much have you made since starting in OF?
You want me to say it on here?
Yeah, if you want to say it. Or just show me, because I know you're logged in on your phone. $54,000? Y'all are sick, because she looks 12. Y'all are weird. Where? I bet it... I don't even know what to say. $54,000 in a week.
What would you say? It seems like they're friends, or maybe not friends, but somebody's being mentored here. Somebody has been put on to something, and then now you want to turn around and make it like you're outraged because she's seemingly in your eyes a victim. How is that happening?
You're sick. Y'all are sick. Twisted. Sick.
I want to talk about why men of this generation are scared of women. And I think it has to do with a bunch of reasons, and I'm going to go into it. But number one, dating apps has made it so that men do not have to risk anything to go on a date with women.
This is a question for the men and the men only. What is the real reason that you've given up
Wait, risk nothing?
on dating altogether or haven't dated in 10 plus years? Every single day in my comment section, anytime I talk about dating or relationships or getting married, the majority of men in my comments are saying that they're no longer interested in dating. And I really want to know the reason. Like, what was the final straw for y'all to finally say, you know what, I had enough? Plus, there's this weird information going around that by 2030, like, heterosexual couples will be non-existent. People are not having babies and this and that. And do you think that's because men have stopped dating, or because women have stopped dating and people have equally stopped dating? Or is it because men are not pursuing women anymore? I'm really interested to see the comments or the duets on this post as to why y'all have stopped dating in the first place. Did you have a toxic ex? Did you go through a terrible divorce? Did she take everything? Or have you been on dates and they've just been so awful that you finally said, forget it?
I mean, just that probably a combination of all of those for a lot of different men, right? Because you have a lot of different experiences, but all of them lead to the same thing. I wasted my time, my energy, and my money. And instead of saying, you know what, you deserve some sympathy too. You deserve for somebody to be empathetic, to show empathy towards you as well. But no, society says, well, you know, lick your wounds yourself, get back up and do what you need to do, because society needs to continue going on. We still need to run. But what about her? Don't worry about her. She's got to take time off work. She needs all of this space to find herself and to get back to where she was. You, however, need to get back to work immediately, because without you, the world doesn't run. This structure, this building, these cars, and everything else in the world is not going to build itself. Get back to work.
So what's the real reason that you gave up dating altogether? Okay, bye.
Men are giving up on dating. And one of the reasons why is because of women's expectations. One of the main reasons why women have such unrealistic expectations is because of social media, and let me tell you why. So women are often fueled by what they see on social media. It seems like everywhere you look online, there are images of perfect couples, luxury, exotic vacation, lavish gifts. And this is very, very toxic, because this is not even real. It's just social media. And these things create an unrealistic standard for women because they expect that from a partner. And men feel like they need to be wealthy or constantly shower women with gifts to be able to measure up. And it's a lot of pressure. It can leave men thinking that they'll never be able to meet these expectations.
A lot of these modern women aren't focused on building. They're focused on cheating the system. And when the system cheats them back, then they get mad and they blame it on men when they should have been doing the right thing in the first place.
And as a result, men are just giving up on dating because they feel like they can compete against those fantasy relationships that we see online. And I think it's very, very dangerous because it can lead to self-esteem issues, as men feel like they're never gonna be good enough. And this can result in anxiety, depression. So yeah, it's a very, very concerning problem.
I am absolutely convinced that men don't actually want relationships. Men
not.
want their lives as is. They want to go about their day exactly as it is. do whatever they would normally do and just want somebody there when it's convenient for them.
Projection. Just a projection from a modern woman. Nothing to see here.
Or, for the things they want to do. Like, convince me I'm wrong.
What's your expectation?
Princess treatment.
Princess treatments.
Yeah, I'm not too hard to deal with.
All right.
Like I said, the frequent dates, going out to eat, the romantic surprises, occasionally like the flowers, like making sure everything is good in the house, like if I need anything.
Sure.
Not too much.
Question for you on that. So if that's what's expected of the guy, what's expected of you?
Oh. I don't know.
Good job to Brian for exposing this another type of modern women that we're seeing here. Doesn't come off as argumentative. Just, hey, I'm here. I'm light. I'm bubbly. I'm fun. There's nothing wrong with me. I just want to be treated well. I want princess treatment. I'm nice enough to get that right. I'm not mean like the other girls, but you still end up in the same place that all these other women, modern women, come from. That's y'all are all going the same place, and men don't want to be there. That's what we keep telling you. And that's why he asked, okay, great. You want a man to come home while he's out. Mind you, he's been outside the house, taking care of the house or taking care of all the bills and stuff, working to take care of the bills. Then he comes home and you want him to make sure that everything is good in the house. Fantastic. What are you? There's that question again. What are you going to bring to the table? Crickets. Crickets. The aesthetic, once again, is there. Nice smile. Hair is pulled back. The earrings, clean appearance is always going to be there. Whether they're nice or straight to the point, roundabout, it's always going to be the same result from these modern women. What a man can do for me, while I'm not really planning on putting out or doing anything for a man. And I'm going to expect him to marry me. That's crazy.
I never
Majority of guys seem to just have given up.
I also think too, there's a little bit of a desperate energy coming from
that's
people.
what happens when
it's like
that's what I'm saying. It's a snowball effect. You have a positive relationship. A girl likes you back. You suck at first. You get better at it. Confidence improves. All of a sudden her friend wants to bang you. Confidence improves. Things happen, right? You go down the road and eventually you develop more confidence through your experience and this and that. But if your alternative is oh, this girl shot me down, I'm gonna go smoke up and play video games, and that becomes your default setting, then where the fuck are you in a year if you do that for 1 year? Now you're a year out of the game. You're less confident. You're in worse shape. Your probably ADD is firing through the roof. Your dopamine receptors are saturated. It's where are you at, right? And it's it gets progressively worse and worse. At what point do these guys just give up? Because after 2 years, what's 2 years and one more day of not having sex, right? It gets to a point where. And so, yeah, you just have a whole bunch of the society that's basically withdrawn from.
Fellas, I do not care how bad you are in the bedroom. Never let a woman try to convince you that her sleeping with you is doing you a favor. I'm saying this because it was National Boyfriend's Day the other day, right? And then one of my mutuals posted I haven't really seen y'all getting your man's gift, blah, 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 blah. But then people in the comments were implying that they were doing stuff in the bedroom and that was the gift. That's not a gift. That's an activity y'all both doing. Exactly. I remember one time this girl made me mad, and instead of actually apologizing to me, she just tried giving me sloppy. I was nah, get off me. No. At this point, I don't want to give you the satisfaction of my member. Also, it's if you're just doing that, you're not actually taking accountability for anything. You're just oh, whoopsie, let me slob on it. It's just the thing with sleeping with people is that you should never feel it's better for you than it is for them. And if you do, something's wrong. You need to work on that. You understand when it's like that and you're using it as an apology and as a gift, it becomes a form of currency. It becomes something you need to earn rather than something that you just do. Whenever I'm with someone, it's oh, we both sleeping together. And when we fight, we're oh man, after that, we're man, that sucked because we couldn't sleep together and we both really wanted to. We don't think of it as oh yeah, if I sleep with them, this is going to solve all the problems. Actually, I think of it that way, but that's not a good thing. Me thinking of my meat as a vessel to solve all my problems will cause issues in the future. Because it gets to a point where it's oh, they're upset. And my meat, maybe I'm far away. It's oh my gosh, what am I going to do right now? How am I going to take accountability? I never practiced that. So yeah, it's definitely a thing that can go both ways. And it's definitely a problem both ways, but I see it primarily with women. Because the other thing about it being with women is it promotes the idea of women, their bodies being all they have. Mm-hmm. It promotes oh, I get blah, blah, blah. He gets my body. And that's not okay. And it could lead to a less than intelligent man thinking something oh yeah, women are their bodies. That makes sense. It doesn't. Misogyny is bad. But when you do things use your body as a currency in a relationship, particularly when women do that, it promotes those misogynistic ideals, and it just leads to more of that patriarchal gobbledygook. It's funny because it'll be like the littlest problems, like, oh, she really sees sleeping with me as an actual apology. Like, she's not taking actual accountability. But then, you dig deeper, and it's like this leads to like the big problem, like patriarchy, misogyny, all that stuff. Like, it's always there. It's always
a girl.
And this is what we keep on trying to tell these modern women. You out here trying to use your body. What else do you have? You look fantastic. What else can you bring to me? Because I need to be able to bring you home to my mama. I need to be able to bring you home to my dad. I need to make sure that you're going to be a good mom, a nurturing mother to my kids. And anybody that you might come across in my family. I've got nephews and nieces that at times might need a good little talking to, might need some mentoring. And if you're telling my niece or my daughter toxic things, I can't do anything with you. I don't want to provide for that. I don't want to be around that. This is an activity, that we both enjoy. So stop trying to put it against me. It's like, oh man, I just give him this. And I never really have to say I'm sorry. And so the next time we come up with something, I say, well, I gave you this. No, you did, but you should have said sorry. And it's a vicious cycle until let me just give you a little kiss. No, say sorry. And then we can proceed to whatever you would like to do. But right now, as I'm opening up to you, my feelings are hurt, and I would like an apology for the way that you wronged me. Because of that, please say you're sorry and say that you will make it up at some point in time. Or you could just say, I'm sorry, I try to do better, like you would want men to do.
A video talking about how you see attractive women with unattractive men, but you rarely see really attractive men with unattractive women. And it's a very simple answer. It's because attractive men have higher standards than attractive women. You rarely see a really attractive man with an unattractive woman, but usually when you do, it's something he has to gain from that woman, right? He usually down bad and he just need her help until he can get himself back together. And once he do, he'll be back to dealing with the women that he really like. I done talked about this so many times. A lot of women who you look at and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous, she's so beautiful. You think that, but she don't think that. Some of the most beautiful girls I've ever met did not know that they were beautiful girls, right? Some of the lowest self-esteem I've ever seen in my life, and it had me so confused. And then I would come across girls who was less attractive, who had extreme high self-esteem. People get that confused. People think that your self-esteem is based off of how attractive you are, but truly it's within you. It doesn't have anything to do with your outward appearance. So that's another confusion, right? A lot of these girls, you look at them, you think that they gorgeous, you think that they think the same thing you think, but they don't. And that's the reason why they choose the way they do, because they don't see themselves the way you see them. Top 1% men and top 1% women are totally different.
Bingo. I mean, she's cooking. And I'm just going to add right now, that's it. That's why they need some of the most beautiful women on some of these sites that men pay for. I'm not condoning you paying for it, because I don't think that you should. I'm just saying that's why they got it on. Well, I need some money. Well, this validation feels good from a man because I don't think that well, man, you're one of the prettiest, one of the most beautiful women. I still need validation from men. And even if I'm in a relationship, my man is not always going to give me the validation that I need. Even if he's a good man, he's not going to give me the validation that I'm always craving. So let me post a little. And this is what they do. Modern women, unhealthy modern women, will continue to post while in a relationship with their man. Maybe because they have a little bit of a conscience, they'll take a little sting off of it. Or maybe I'll put a little bit more clothes on, but I got a little bit of the cleavage showing. It's not too much. It's what they call tasteful. Yeah, it's what they call, nice, elegant. It was nice, very tastefully done. It was very. I loved it. It was very pleasing. It was very cleanly done. I liked it. And they use all of these words to describe the things that they should not be doing in the first place. But it's just another tool, word salad, to help them get away with the things that they actually want to get away with and move around like they're single while in relationships. And when a man calls him out for that, cuts straight through everything and says, you're doing the wrong thing. And I don't appreciate that. This is a boundary. And then here comes a swarm of women. Oh, he's insecure. He shouldn't tell you what to do with your body. He shouldn't tell you how to dress. I just told. Anyway, you get it. She's hitting it right on the head. Because you don't know how to be in a relationship, then you continue posting stuff and doing things, behaving as if you're single. And when a man calls you out for it, you call him insecure, but just a little bit. The things that my man doesn't give me, these people over here are going to give me. And I'm not doing it. I don't want their attention. I don't want my man's attention. But when I don't get his attention, then these people will fill in the gap. And I can go back to my man for whatever. My relationship is perfect. But you know you're doing wrong.
When a man is a top 1% man, he utilizes his privilege. He accesses women he could have never had access to prior to being a 1% man. But not women. When a woman is a 1% woman, she still move like she regular. She still will be somewhere ending up with dudes who got multiple kids by multiple baby mamas. She'll still end up with ugly dudes. She'll still end up with bums and pookies and have babies for them. Yep. She don't move like a woman who looks the way she looks. So this is why you see these beautiful girls with ugly men, why you see these beautiful girls having babies for pookies, why you see these beautiful girls ending up with men who got all of these kids by these different women. Because women who are top 1%, it is rare that they truly recognize being a top 1% woman and move like that.
I hate when I get on here and see y'all talking about how all men cheat and it's nothing you can do about it. Baby, this is like high level, top tier, gold medal gaslighting. They have cheated for so long and so consistently. And for so long, they have persisted in this lie that there's no way for a man to be faithful and this is just how it has to be, that they really have y'all eating that up. Furthermore, they have you believing that they can cheat on you and love you the whole time, that they still love you and they still respect you and nothing is changing. They still deserve to be in a relationship with you. Are you serious? I am convinced that sometime long ago, a group of men got together and were like, the only way we're going to be able to cheat on our girlfriends and our wives is if we all do it. If we all do it, then we can convince them that this is just the way it is and that there's nothing they can do about it and there's nothing we can do about it. And this is how it has to go on for generation and generation and generation to come. That way we get to cheat freely and, you know, they can't ask for more. They can't ask for better because there is no more and there is no better. And
I mean, I think according to research, even though men, I think it is what it was saying, men still cheat a little bit more. I can't find the original one where it said they cheated about the same rate. It was right about 24%. Recent study that I found was about 19% for women, about 23% for men. That's down from, what was it, 41% according to some book that was written in the 1970s. It's about 41% for men and about 25% for women who have reported cheating. So that number has actually come down, and it seems like men are more faithful, but women continue to say that men are more rampant out here doing these types of things.
They have said it for so long that they have my good sister Glorilla believe in this. Her and almost every other woman really believes that this is just how it has to be. And there's no point in asking for anything more because, again, there is nothing more. I swear every day I pray to God above to please, Lord, release my sisters from the shackles that these men have them in. Please, God, release them. Free us.
Talks about NVIDIA and its performance this year. DraftKings has doubled that performance. And you understand why. You have this massive secular wave behind it. So the negative impact is that it's all young men. And I paralleled that with, or dovetail that with Pew Research, which says that 63% of young men are single. And that's the highest it's ever been. And 50% of those young men have no interest in dating, not even casually. And 30% of those men, or 30% of young men, say they have not had sex in over a year. and don't seem to care. So the point being,
they're getting pleasure out of sports betting instead.
Sports betting now through technology is as easy as buying something, ordering a pizza online, or shopping online. And what you see is young men who've grown up with gaming are used to doing everything on their phone, and now they can do all sorts of betting on their phone. You can do, real-time parlays on your phone during a game, and it's been explosive. So if you look at the growth so DraftKings says that they've doubled revenue every year, expected to double revenue over the next 3 years, but that's just on the existing states. So
maybe they just like betting. Maybe they can do that. Do you think they might be able to do that in their spare time? Do you think they might be able to place a bet? Not that I'm condoning it, but don't you think that they might be able to place a bet within like a few minutes? That's what's causing them to not date.
Populous states don't have legalized online sports betting or sports betting, and that's California and Texas. So if those come online, you've got double, triple the type of revenue adjusted EBITDA. So, but what this means for housing then is you have the lowest household formation growth rate in over 60 years. It could be longer, but that's as long as the data
and it's the man's fault, right?
Has been comprised. And so you have young men who don't want to date and young women who are spending their time really with Instagram moments, going to the Taylor Swift concert. I don't know if you've been to them. It's all filmed about yourself at the Taylor Swift concert. So
they're not getting married and building homes.
Important thing for me, I'm a hard worker, and I want a woman that is also a hard worker too.
Okay. And Serena, why did you end up popping your balloon?
You said you wanted a hardworking woman, and I am not a hard worker. I don't want a job, so that's pretty much that.
He ha ha ho ho hoo stupid. They think it's funny to be that silly online. These types of videos get hundreds of thousands of views, maybe even millions of views sometime, and you think that's funny, that you don't want to do any work. So again, let me ask you, there's that question again. What will you be bringing to the table? What value can you add to this relationship?
That's cool.
I'm born to be feminine, not hard.
What? How does that even make any sense? Just because you're feminine doesn't mean that you don't work. Maybe am I missing something?
What is going on with the men of this generation? Are you okay? Why did I have a guy the other day telling me, you know what? Sometimes men like to be chased too. Men also like to be chased. Do I look like the police?
No.
Do you want me to call the cops on you to feel chased?
Okay, but hear me out. Wouldn't it be crazy if men were meant to submit to women? And women were meant to protect and provide, which is why we're so good at it. But the patriarchy's convinced us that we need men to do that so they feel needed and we feel powerless. Wouldn't that be crazy?
I just wonder what these modern women go through in terms of thought process. Because a lot of what they say is very stupid. This video and the last one. Maybe he said it wrong, but I think what he meant is, at some point in time, I've been taking care of you. When are you going to take care of me? When are you going to reciprocate the energy that I've been putting out? Maybe you guys forgot about drizzle and the soft guy era movement. That's what men are literally asking. At some point in time, I don't mind taking care of you, but when are you going to reciprocate what I'm giving you? Oh, well, I'm supposed to be taken care of. Says who? Who told you that? Who told you that you can sit back like the last lady and pop the balloon? Oh, I'm going to be feminine. Where in society, where in history does feminine mean not working, not doing anything? What do you plan to do? And then you get up here talking about maybe men should submit to us. Okay, well then if we're submitting to you, then that would make us the prince in the situation. So you would be chasing us. You need to ask for our number. You need to court us. You need to be buying us the drinks, buying us flowers, buying us new game systems. Whatever it is that a man wants, you now need to study that. And we know you know how to study because you're getting all of these degrees, masters, PhDs, double PhD, law degree, all those other good things that you have. Use all of that knowledge and research to write a dissertation on how to please your man and make him the happiest he's ever been, and how to maintain and continue that energy.
Does anyone know how to get past the liking phase? Does it stay this way forever? Because I just think I would like a nice partner. But somehow I'm only attracted to the ones that actually act like they're the devil.
Is there any reason you don't want to have a baby? Of
course.
My tubes are tied.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
Yo, tubes tied. Did you know that her tubes were tied?
So you got chastity belt on a Mushu?
So you did not know that her tubes were tied. So you thought that when you got married, y'all were going to be able to have a family. Okay.
For real, Toya? So I'm thinking that something's wrong with me, right? And I'm saving up money or whatever to try to get me together, whatever, do stuff for you, right?
Well, they might not be cheating, but these modern women are definitely lying, as you can see it here.
And make our marriage whole? So how long you had your tubes tied? Since 2018, after 18. So I'm thinking I'm shooting blanks, whatever, and it ain't me, huh?
Okay.
How you can tell if a man really has money. And it's actually a very easy test. So apparently there's this new study where all you have to do is take a man's hand.
This is about to be stupid.
Like this. And if his ring finger is longer than his pointer finger, so this one would have to be longer than this one. I mean, my nails make it hard to see, but if it's longer, it means he has money. So now I know what I'm doing on every single first date from now on. Give me your hand.
Well, anything to be stupid, anything to say something dumb, that's what you're going to do on the first date. This is why you cannot exist with modern women. Anything other than asking the right questions, thinking critically about what do I want for my life and how am I going to mesh with it? How are we going to mesh together? Here's the things that I'm good at. So what would counteract what I'm good at? What would I need in order to balance me out? What are some of my more rough areas of my life, the rougher edges, the things that need to be refined? Who can help me with that? And I know I'm good at this, so maybe I can help this type of person out. Those are the issues, the things that you need to think about when you're about to get into a relationship with somebody. Because when you're in a relationship, you're helping each other, but it doesn't seem like you want to do that. It seems like you just want his money. And when a man gets up in the middle of the date, instead of paying for it and just walks out on you and you want to post him on Instagram or TikTok, this would be why. You're grabbing on his hand. Oh man, let me see your hand and see if you got any money. And stupid stuff like this goes viral. So this man could be on the way home. He could be on a date with another woman. It could be 2-3 months down the road. And he comes across this video about, oh, this is what she wanted to know. And now I'm up on game on what some of these other modern women might be doing. And I just put it in my bag. I don't say anything about it. But when you start moving stupidly at the table, then I know what you're doing. And now you wondering why you're dying alone. Why you ain't got no man. Why you gotta get another box of wine and more cats. That's what you're wondering. Be safe out there. But that's just my opinion. To the next video, I'm out.